day 3?
Day 3,
Day
Sunday.
3, we're already at day 3. Nice bunch of games today. Yeah, pretty good. Ross has hopefully found you a few winners already, and I'm certain he has.
Looking into the future, I reckon I definitely am.
I'm certain that you have. I think you've won all of them actually.
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have won all of them. But the first game that kicks off is Croatia versus Turkey. Croatia, I've seen a few people fancy them a little bit for to go
the
quite
price
far.
has dropped. The price has dropped, yeah.
Yeah, so
Gone from around 40s to around 25s in a lot of places.
that's a pretty big drop as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Head into Paris on a Sunday to face Turkey. Group D.
can they win?
Can they win? Well, they're certainly favourites to win. The bookies have made them favourites. Anti-Chachic's side lost just 2 of their last 13 matches, so you can understand why, especially when you consider they're actually unbeaten in all 6 fixtures up against Turkey. So they've never ever lost to Turkey in the whole career, I guess. Is it a career? We'll stick with career.
Yeah.
Best price 11 to 10. So you can actually still get odds against on Croatia to win this game. Pretty firm favourites. 29 to 10 on Turkey to win. Croatia coming into this game after a 10-0 win over San Marino last week.
Decent.
10-0 is pretty decent, but to choose to play San Marino in the match before, I think that's a bit of a cop-out.
Literally, why did they do that?
Why
did they do that?
I'm sure it's caused a fair bit of optimism amongst the players and the fans, but you can't really read too much into a 10-0 win.
Why not just play against
us,
an under-10s team? Yeah, or just us two. Oh, well done! You've beaten Ross and Jake 10-0. Good effort.
Yeah. So, but still, 2 losses in 13, not bad at all, and a decent record against Turkey. 11 to 10 is a decent price. However, Turkey lost just 1 of the last 16, so actually a better run than Croatia are in currently.
Okay.
And you may well be tempted by the 29 to 10 on them, or the 23 to 10 on a draw, which is not too dissimilar to my best bet for this match. I am actually going to go against the better market a little bit and go Turkey draw no bet, best price 17 to 10. Croatia let in just 5 goals in qualifying, which is very, very good, but they have chosen to not pick their best centre half in Dejan Lovren. He's had a pretty topsy-turvy career at Liverpool, hasn't he? Last season he's really struggled, but this season you can certainly argue that he ended the season as their best centre half.
Yeah, he's all right.
And it's down to political reasons that he's not there. It's not on form at all. Could prove costly in my view, as he is their best centre half. As I mentioned earlier, the Croats took an easy route into the warm-up games, playing San Marino, beating them 10-0. And playing Moldova and only beating them 1-0. So I don't know. I just feel that Turkey are going to be a stern test for them, and they haven't really tested themselves so far. So I think Turkey could nick a draw or a win here. They beat Holland twice in their 16-game sequence where they've only lost 1 game, and that 1 game that they did lose was to England. And if you remember rightly, that isn't technically a loss when you think that Harry Kane's goal was massively offside.
Yeah.
So really, that's a 1-1 draw against a decent England team. So I think every reason to back Turkey in the draw no bet market is 17 to 10. Tough nut to crack. Turkey have let in just 5 goals in the last 10 games. So with the fact that Croatia have got this amazing midfield, the likes of Rakitic, Perisic, Modric, amazing midfielders, but have they really got that out-and-out goal scorer? I'm not entirely sure. They've got Mandzukic, who's a good player, but he's struggled.
He's like an old-school centre-forward, isn't he?
He's an old-school centre-forward. He's struggled domestically to get into whichever team he's gone to, whether it's Juventus or Atletico Madrid. He's not really been first choice anywhere he's been for a while now. So I just have a feeling that Turkey could cause a bit of a shock here, and Turkey draw no bet 17 to 10 does appeal to me.
That's a good bet, I think. 17 to 10. I also think 11 to 10 is quite good on Croatia.
It is quite good, yeah.
But Turkey are probably going to be a little bit harder than San Marino, I reckon. Next game we've got is Poland versus Northern Ireland. Now you were scathing of Northern Ireland's chances in your previews.
I just think that Group C is a really tough group. Poland, Ukraine and world champions Germany. I think they've been dealt a really harsh hand when you look at some of the other groups in this tournament. There's some pretty poor groups, and I wouldn't pick out any team in this group that is an easy task for Northern Ireland, unfortunately. It's their first tournament. It's their first tournament football for over 30 years, so the feel-good factor is there already with the Will Grigg chant. going absolutely global, seemingly. Who knew that Wigan would go global? But as I was pretty scathing on them in their team betting, I actually tipped them to not score a goal at Euro 2016. I still stand by that. I think they'll struggle to actually score a goal unless it's a set piece, which they're actually pretty decent at set pieces. But Poland are favourites here. I think they're a not bad price actually, 3-4 to win this game. They had an excellent qualifying campaign, Poland did. They fell just short of Germany by a single point, which isn't bad at all. They scored a scary 33 goals in 10 games. That's just almost
pretty good.
bewildering. Granted, Gibraltar were in their group and they absolutely pounded them both home and away. But 33 goals in 10 games shouldn't be just glossed over as ifs and buts. Like, you still have to score the goals.
Yeah.
However, if you do want a little bit of a positive slant on this, Northern Ireland fans, of course, the fact remains that you're on a 12-match unbeaten run, which on paper just looks improbable, doesn't it, with the squad that they have. Michael O'Neill's done an absolutely fantastic job. They've only let in 7 goals in those 12 games as well, showing that they're pretty defensively sound, with Johnny Evans and Gareth McCauley, the West Brom pairing, doing really well at the back there for them. And they're a decent threat from set pieces as well. So if you are a Northern Ireland fan, or you're just feeling a bit like you fancy an outsider, 21-4 is available on Northern Ireland best price. So will they remain unbeaten, or will it be unlucky 13 for Michael O'Neill's men? Well, my recommended bet isn't actually going for the full-time result market, because I'm a little bit scared about going up against Northern Ireland's run, actually. 12 games unbeaten. I actually backed Slovakia to beat them in the friendly in the last warm-up game, and they managed to get a 0-0 draw. They had hardly any possession of the ball, but they still managed to get a 0-0 draw, and they've proven that they can do it against Slovakia.
They're going all the way.
They could go all the way.
They're going to go all the way.
So I'm going to stay away from that, but I will back Lewandowski to score, the Bayern Munich striker, of course. He's actually a best price 13-10, so he's a better price to just score a goal than Poland win the game. So if you do think that Northern Ireland can make it 13 unbeaten, then Lewandowski still could score, and they could draw the game 1-1, or even lose the game 2-1. So just backing Lewandowski to score at 13-10 rather than backing Poland to win at 3-4, I think is better value. He scored a frightening 48 goals this season, 13 goals scored in qualifying. No player scored more goals than him in qualifying, 13. That's actually a record ever for European Championship qualifying.
Okay.
Tied with a Northern Ireland legend, David Healy, who also scored against England in that match where we embarrassingly lost at Northern Ireland. Just basically, it's the facts of that. It's that Poland are not a one-man team, because he's only actually scored 2 of the last 14 goals, Lewandowski, which is a bit of a surprise. But he is the spearhead for their team. He does take penalties, and they're going to create at least 1 or 2 chances for him, I think, in this game. I just think that 13-10 is a far better value bet than the 3-4. Poland have scored 26 goals in the last 9 games. They will create chances for him, and you've got to probably put your money on him, I would suggest, at 13-10. I think it's a decent price to score against Northern Ireland.
Even against Johnny Evans.
Even against Johnny Evans, especially if Roy Calvert.
I definitely agree with you with Lewandowski rather than Poland, because if they do win, he probably will score anyway. Yeah, and they don't even have to win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just on why to bet with easy odds on that one, it's pretty clear. We've got the best odds possible, and almost every bookmaker is actually odds on here for Lewandowski to score around 10-11.
Okay.
And there's 1 or 2 bookmakers out there that are giving out 13-10. So that's a great tool that easy odds are using with their their odds comparison service. Do you want odds against, or do you want odds on? I'll have odds against, please.
Odds on.
You fool.
Next up, Poland. No, not we've just done that. Germany versus Ukraine. Now, Germany are going to want to get off to a great start. Obviously, they're going to definitely going to want to win this game. Ukraine are. I mean, they would be really happy with a draw. I think, wouldn't they? I mean, that would really kind of cement their. Well, that'll give them a huge chance on getting through. But what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, I actually think this is going to be quite a tough one to call. I know there's been several people on our YouTube channel saying that I'm looking too much into friendly form rather than competitive form.
Okay.
Which I'd take the point to. But I think Germany at the moment are a little bit ifs and buts a little bit at the moment. They're not coming into this tournament as, oh my god, it's world champions Germany and they've got the best team that they've got in years. They've got plenty of problems in form and in injuries, and I'm not entirely sure that Germany are going to win this game, so I'm going to stay away from the full-time result market. But if you do want to go to the full-time result market, 8-13 Germany are to win this game. They had a decent qualifying because they topped the group, so you can't say that they didn't have a good qualifying, because that would be absolutely ludicrous.
Yeah.
But it was flawed. It's actually their lowest points average since they reunified as a country in 1989, and since they've actually qualified, things haven't actually got much better. They've only kept 5 clean sheets in the last 19 games. They've lost to Ireland. They've lost to England. They've struggled against sides such as Slovakia. They lost 3-1 a few weeks ago. So I'm not entirely sure about backing them at 8-13. I think that's a little bit short, actually. Just basing it on form, and I realise it's not always competitive form, but I do think that 8-13 is a little bit short, and I'm staying away from that. Ukraine come into this match 6 games unbeaten, lost only once in the last 4 meetings against Germany as well. So historically got pretty decent form. 6-1 is the best possible price with easy odds comparison for this Group C game, if you fancy the Ukraine. However, I'm going to say for this one, over 2.5 goals at a best price of 49-50, so that's pretty much even money, just as short of it. As I said, Germany have kept just 5 clean sheets in the last 19 games. They've seen Philipp Lahm and Per Mertesacker be retired, and they've had to try and put square pegs in round holes, really. They're playing Hovedez and Emre Can, who are centre-halves or centre midfielders by trade, and they're playing them full-backs, which isn't really ideal. Plus, they've got injury worries for this match over Mats Hummels. So I think that Ukraine have got every chance of maybe nicking a goal here. The Ukraine have actually scored 11 goals in the last 2 matches, and they've been involved in 6 of their last 9 games where it's been over 2.5 goals, so that suits our bet as well. And Ukraine are going to be playing a pretty kind of standoffish game to start with, I think, because Germany averaged 72% possession during qualifying, so they're a team that keep the ball.
That's crazy.
So it's not worth going chasing them because they're just going to play it around you. So they can play on the counter-attack with the likes of Yarmolenko and Konopaniela, who are really good, fast, kind of attacking players. So I really fancy them to score, and I do think that Germany will well score as well. So I would go for both teams to score, but I think that's an even shorter price than over 2.5 goals. So basically backing goals rather than backing who will score them here. 49-50, really decent price. I think it's a better option than backing Germany in their first game, because there are question marks over this first tie. I think once Hummels gets fit for the second match and the third match and beyond, then they'll be much better. But if he does miss this game, and I just feel they're going to struggle a little bit. I'm not saying that they're going to lose the game, but I just think that backing 49-50 on over 2.5 goals being scored, better option than backing Germany to win.
Okay, yeah, that's. I take your points there. I like them.
Cheers,
I like your points. So quite a few people were saying first game's always going to be unders or to win to nil or just a low win. So that's what some of the comments are saying. But yeah, no, I understand where you're coming from as well.
Thanks, mate.
I don't know though.
Lastly, on this game, Mats Hummels is an injured out, so he may not play in this game. But if you back him in the anytime goal scorer market and he doesn't play, of course you'll get your money back. So why not risk this, Jake, which is absolutely incredible on easyodds.com. Worst price, and kind of a general price for him to score at any time in this match, is 6-1. Apart from SpreadX, who are offering 40-1.
They must have some kind of insider in the German changing room to be that sure that he's not going to start.
So yeah, if you fancy a flatter on that, a pound or two. Mats Hummels, who of course scored against Liverpool in the Europa League quarterfinals, and it is a threat from set players. 40-1 or 6-1. I know which one I'd rather have.
All money back.
All money back, of course. Yeah. You literally can't lose. No. Unless he plays logical.
Yeah, which is pretty likely, I suppose.
But yeah, so that's my tip for that. Over 2.5 goals in Germany against Ukraine.
Okay, so let's just quickly run through the tips from all the different games. Croatia-Turkey first.
Croatia-Turkey, the early game, 2 o'clock, ITV1. I'm going for Turkey draw no bet at 17 to 10. In the middle game, Northern Ireland v Poland, BBC One, 5 o'clock kickoff. Lewandowski to score against Northern Ireland at a best price of 13 to 10, which make sure you use the easy odds comparison there and get the odds against price rather than odds on. And Germany-Ukraine, going up against a lot of people's views a little bit there, and going over 2.5 goals, 49 to 50, using easyodds.com.
I like that.
So really my 3 tips for Sunday. Hope you're all enjoying your roast and you're getting ready for You've Been Framed.
Oh man, I hate You've Been Framed so much. It's so dated. It's the worst show on TV.
But thanks for watching. I've been Ross Casey. This has been Jake Johns. Make sure that you click the watermark at the bottom of the screen to subscribe to our channel, and then every single day we'll be bringing you our tips for Euro 2016, as well as if you're into your horse racing, Jake's tips for the horse racing, where this last weekend he found a 20 to 1 winner in the Derby, so don't miss out on that as well. Thanks very much for watching. I've been Ross Casey. This is Jake Johns, and download that app.